What up, crypto lovers and enthusiasts? Happy day today. And it's always a happier, nicer day when you see Bitcoin moving up, right? Even if you don't own any Bitcoin, you already know if you're in crypto for a little bit of time, at least you already know Bitcoin moves. Eventually, the rest of the market will move. As Bitcoin does, so does the rest of the market. So obviously, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin chart. I'll give you an idea of what I think could possibly happen in the short term, give you a couple of scenarios, and then we're going to take a look at a couple of altcoins. One is Uno Re. We're going to take a look at the new website. Okay, that's insurance play. And Nakamoto Games, which is a gaming play, and the chart looks extremely interesting. And we'll also take a look at Total 3. Total 3 looks also extremely interesting. And so without further ado, let's do this. Okay, so we're looking at Bitcoin on the day. Really, we are up against this area of resistance that I have marked at around 44,000. What is it? I have marked at around 44,754. Okay, and this is the third attempt in trying to break on through. It has before, right? It has beginning of January 2 and 3, and then around the middle 9, 10, 11, 12. Oops. Yeah, between 8 and 12 January, we made a big fake out way up there. Couldn't hold it, came back down. So let's see. When we came back down off of this big move, came back down pretty low relative to this, right? The only two times that we've really, well, three times where we've really been out of this range, and I'll show you the range that I'm talking about right here. For that, we have to go to the weekly to just look at the bodies, okay? Just look at the bodies and see where they have closed. And as you can see, if you can't, let me just point it out to you. Essentially, we've been in this range between 44,000. What is it? Between 44,000 and 41,294. Okay, so a very, very tight little range bodies here. Since the beginning of December 4th. We've just been doing this bodies there. All right, obviously there's wicks up and down, and some bigger wicks than others. And we're looking at the weekly chart here to really get a better idea. And for the first time, and since early December, we've broken out of it with a body. All right, obviously this body doesn't close here yet, so it could still prove to be just a wick, and the body could come back in. We have until Sunday for that to happen. Today currently is Thursday. But this looks relatively promising and something interesting. If you go look at this guy, let's look him up really quick. Rec Capital. I think you guys should definitely give him a follow. He made mention of something that I thought was interesting. Right here, there's a pre-halving rally. This little area in the blue, which is the area that we're in now. He was also expecting a decline here during this area right here. This little area right here, and it didn't do that. So I mean, that's also something that we have to know. We have to take everything with a grain of salt. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because historically it's gone up here that we're gonna do the same, okay? Because just in the most recent one where it was historically supposed to go down, we really didn't. And so, but I mean, still, I thought that was pretty interesting. So right now, we just got to take everything with a grain of salt. Obviously, don't let it take you away from your plan. If your plan is to accumulate good projects, low caps, then there are a lot of deals out there. I'm gonna put 2 in your radar today. Again, remind you of 2. But this is interesting, okay? And it's positive, and it's very positive. Now, one of the reasons why this could have also happened is because of liquidations, okay? Just people being leveraged, and they got liquidated and that actually will cause this to also happen. We'll see if it can hold this, but for right now it's too early to tell. Although, again, I repeat, it does look pretty promising. Now let's see where I think we could possibly be. If we can close a body here above this line, 44,007, then I think the next target would probably be 50,000. Right, more or less up here, 49.50, right around here. Maybe there's pockets of resistance at 47,300. Okay, but if we can break through that, then we are in the very next step. We've been on this below this area, just above it, hugging it, essentially hugging it for quite a while, guys, for quite a while, since again the beginning of December. And so maybe it's time to move up. Or the other scenario is that if this is a rejection here and it's just another fake out like if the one before, then we are dropping back down here. Do we come back down and test 40,000 again? Well, first we got to get to 43,965, which I think we probably could. Coming back down here, more than likely we would probably come close to testing around here, 41,336 if we get rejected here. If not, then I envision us trying to get to probably the next area after maybe a fake out. I mean, after maybe a retest here of 47,000, and that would be a slow grind up, right? 47,000, and then maybe play around here. But once we've proven that now we are in this area as opposed to this area, and I don't know, it's just a slight difference, right? Not a huge difference, but it's stair stepping, and that's what we've been doing for a while. Spending some time, coming back, boom, boom. All right, so I could definitely see that continuing. Remember the halving. It's coming soon, so I mean, I think we're gonna be coming up. Going through the halving up as opposed to coming down this way, but I could be wrong. Who knows? But that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin on the month, see if we can get any information on that, glean some type of knowledge on that. Interesting. The previous month seems to be, to me, like a continuation, and now look at this. All right, so maybe I thought maybe we could have done something like this, topped out, but right now we're still trying to see what type of space and where we're gonna be and settle in for a little bit, and probably not settle in for too long, because eventually, again, after this halving event, things start moving in an upward trajectory. Although things have been moving in an upward trajectory since January, all year basically, and into this year as well, because we are in 2024. In case you forgot, I know I just did. All right, cool. So let's take a look at total 3. So Bitcoin is looking good. Our beloved altcoins, how are they looking? Let's go back to a day. I think it looks pretty good too. I mean, this triangle right here, for the first time since we entered it, we'll say right around here. Yeah, December 24th, we've been just here, right? Not being able to break out of this line, this ascending line, except for yesterday and today. Boom. That's interesting. That's positive. This bodes well. Let's see if it's not a fake out, but so far it looks pretty strong to the second body above it, which hasn't happened again since not in a long time. Well, it hasn't happened since December, since we got into this little structure right here. So that's something interesting. That's something to keep an eye on, and I think that's very positive. Let's take a quick look at the rest of the markets. The dollar's in an interesting area. This area right here, kind of a make or break area. We could continue moving upward because it does look like the alt dollar is being positive, strong, bullish, right? Its movements, but previously a few times we've only really made it here and then dropped, made it here, went above it, came back down, tried again, and here we are again. All right, so I mean, this is a strong, interesting area, and maybe we drop, but maybe we consolidate for a little while longer and then try to move up again, try to see how high we can really get. But I think I just have a hard time believing that we're gonna get right back up here. Not yet, not for a little while, I don't think. But you never know. Something to keep an eye on. You got to keep an eye on everything, guys. You got to know what's going on. All right. Dow Jones continuing to get, I think it's all-time highs for Dow Jones too. All right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Very nice. NASDAQ, same. S&P 500, same. Beautiful. That's great. All-time highs. Eventually, Bitcoin will do the same thing. And now we're seeing that maybe it's starting to play catch up. So to me, there's a lot of indicators that say this could be legit, right? And that we are going to be right around here and maybe a little higher, trying to get to 50, because Bitcoin does have to play catch up with the rest of the markets from what I can tell. All right, so let's leave that there, and let's take a look at Uno Re right here, ranking 1,340 at 3 cents, 2.5 million market cap, 286,000. I believe the circulating supply is like 50%. I think it might not get more than that. This might be incorrect. I'm pretty sure. So the interesting thing about Uno Re, and then we'll look at the chart, is that they recently updated their website and it looks pretty good. I gotta say, it looks pretty good. It looks clean, to the point, good information. They're reinsurance. Okay, so I mean, insurance companies make money. Okay, and they are focusing reinsurance in the crypto world, which is pretty cool, pretty interesting, pretty innovative. And just based on, because they produce revenue as a company, from what I understand, just based on that, they should be at like at least a 10 million market cap, at least. What are they at right now? 2.5, fully diluted 12. Okay, so maybe even higher, because they do produce revenue. So very interesting. I think it's underrated. This is one of those projects where actual project looks better or is doing better than what the chart would indicate. So one of them has to give. One of it has to give, right? Let's see. Okay, you know, the interesting for a while. This was a what's it called? A hack that they suffered right as they were starting to go up. Boom. And so for a while after the hack, they've just been kind of staying in this area. And then recently, from the 12th of January forward, they dropped below it. They lost it. And now they're just slightly under it at 0.032. My average buy is at 0.033. It was actually good for a while. Right, it was actually the lowest of the low compared to the chart, but now it's gone underneath it, and we'll see how long. This could be an opportunity. Maybe this is the all-time lows, and that there are very few projects that are at all-time lows and also worth looking at. I think this could be one of them, although, you know, based on the performance of the chart, right, and it hasn't gone up at all. So I mean, it's extremely risky. I'm already in it, and plus my average buy is so low that if I wanted to sell, I would be able to sell pretty much at a profit, because eventually it'll easily come up here. I mean, that's nothing. Now already be in profits, and that's the important part of buying correctly, buying at good prices, timing, all that stuff. I just got lucky. And you could do even better than me, even if it's just a short-term play, because eventually it will come up. The project is legit. I don't know what their failure is as far as why the chart looks like that, but as far as the project itself, it's legit. They make money. They are insured. They do insure a lot of projects. Here you can see there are a lot of places. The team looks competent. Obviously, they have money to put back into it, the business, which is what I like. I mentioned that about Landshare yesterday as well. Okay, so that's Uno Re. Interesting. I know insurance is boring, but that doesn't mean that this thing can't skyrocket from here. It's quite possible. There are other projects I would put more money in beforehand, but if you're looking for, like, you know, a play that's undervalued compared to the rest of the market, I think this one is pretty much undervalued compared to the rest of the market, because it just hasn't gone up. All right, so there it is with that one. But I wouldn't put a whole lot of money into Uno Re. I mean, unless you see something that I don't, and could possibly well be that this thing performs extremely well. Like again, I repeat, the company, the project, the people behind this project, behind this crypto, the company does well. They make money. Uno Re does money. If that doesn't necessarily translate over to the price of the token, there has to be a reason. Or maybe there isn't, and the market is just not correcting this yet, and eventually it will be, and that when it does come correct, it means that the price is going to be way higher. But we'll see. All right, so let's take a look at the other one. A lot of stuff to think about, guys. A lot of stuff to think about, and I can't just give you answers, because I don't know. I can give you my opinion. I'm already invested in the project, you know, and I haven't sold, and I've had a chance to, right, when it was right here. It hasn't done anything, but I think I'm gonna wait. Sometimes the best thing, and I wanted to make mention of this, is sometimes you just gotta sit on your hands. Once you put everything and positioned everything, and you get to this point, and, you know, there's like a down period or a consolidation period, you kind of want to like make moves. And I've made a few moves here and there, and when I've gotten a little bit of money, I have put it into the market. And when I'm into a position where I get a little bit more money in, I will do that. But right now, as far as making moves, lateral moves, I've done all the moves that I want. For now, if things get to certain prices, then I'll make some more moves. But for now, I'm staying put, and it's hard sometimes to just sit on your hands. But you got to believe in what you're doing. You got to believe in what you've done. You know, if you and I do. So I'm just sitting still. I'm sitting on my hands and waiting to see what happens. That's why I'm not making a move right now on Uno Re. There's probably going to be a better time in the future to make a move on Uno Re, to decide what I want to do, sell, put it into other projects or whatever. But for now, I'm holding, and it's not a bad project. That's why I am bringing it to your attention. If it sucked, I'd be like, yeah, this project sucks. But it doesn't. All right, and the next one, another project that definitely doesn't suck. That's been killing it and it's been at a really good consolidation for a while now. Nakamoto Games. Nakamoto Games is local high, $2.20. People think this can get to 80, 100 bucks. Okay, it's at $2.06. It's at right now. It's at $1.60. Okay, and it's getting out of this a lot like the Total 3 out of it for the first time in a while. I mean, there's a little faker right here, a couple of little bodies peeking its head, one whole body, but it came back down. All right, so that's something we have to keep an eye on, and it's up against this area of resistance at $1.65. Right now we're at $1.60. We worked all the way down, but it looks like we're coming right back up, and we're trying to test it. So we're trying to see if we can break through. If not, then I can see us coming back down and retest this area right here, which would probably be at around $1.37. So I mean, you could have some time, but it looks like Nakamoto Games is wanting to test and try to get out of here, try to get out of this area. All right. Short term, I have based on the structure, I have it going to $12.54. It's at $1.60 right now, and threatening to get out of this bullish chart, this bullish pattern. But we're meeting up against resistance at $1.65. So let's see if we can break through. If we break through, then yeah, we are out of here. Let's see what happens though. The rest of the market has to also do its part. But Bitcoin is looking good, guys. Bitcoin is looking good. Things are looking interesting. Are we going to see a pre-halving rally leading up to the halving? Time will tell. Guys, if you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. They greatly appreciate it. They help the algorithms put me in front of more people. That's what I want to do. I want to grow this channel. So let's continue that if we can, please. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.